Have you ever wondered how Mali, a country rich in culture and history, became embroiled in a complex and ongoing conflict? Let's travel back to the year 2012. It was a time of tension, with ethnic divisions running deep, poverty widespread, and a central government that struggled to keep the country unified. Amidst this backdrop, a rebellion surged, led by two major groups, the Tuareg, an ethnic group native to the Sahara, and various Islamist factions. These groups seized the opportunity, capitalizing on the unrest to push for their own agendas. With the government's hold on the country already tenuous, the rebellion rapidly gained ground. However, the tide turned with the intervention of France. With their assistance, the Islamist groups were driven back, and a semblance of order was restored. Though the French intervention curtailed the Islamists' reach, it did not completely quell the unrest, and the situation remains volatile. Fast forward to the present day, and the conflict in Mali has only grown more complex. The country is embroiled in a volatile crisis, with various armed groups, including ethnic-based movements, jihadist groups, and criminal networks, locked in a fierce struggle for control and influence, primarily in the north. The situation is further complicated by the fact that the peace agreement inked in 2015 has been challenging to implement, with signatory groups still resorting to violence. The absence of state control in many areas has allowed militants to establish safe havens and recruit new members, escalating jihadist violence against security forces. This instability isn't confined to Mali's borders either. The violent extremism is spilling over into neighboring countries, with regional consequences that are far-reaching and devastating. The United Nations peacekeeping mission, which was tasked with stabilizing the situation, wrapped up its operations at the end of 2023, leaving a void that is yet to be filled. And at the heart of this conflict are the people of Mali, the civilians who bear the brunt of the violence. Casualties are high and the humanitarian needs are immense. Millions of people have been displaced from their homes, struggling to access basic necessities like food, water, and medical care. The ongoing conflict has created a humanitarian crisis, leaving millions displaced and in dire need of basic necessities. Amidst all this conflict, there's a silent battle being fought over Mali's rich natural resources. Beneath the surface of this strife-torn land lies a treasure trove of gold, diamonds, and other minerals. These vast reserves have become a magnet, drawing in a multitude of players, each vying for a piece of the pie. But the battle isn't just subterranean. Above ground, another resource is in high demand: fertile land and grazing areas. For many communities, these resources are not just valuable, they are vital for survival. Disputes over access and control of these areas have become deeply entangled in the broader conflict, stoking tensions and often sparking violent confrontations. The bounty of the land and what lies beneath it has become both a blessing and a curse. The competition for these resources further compounds the conflict, adding another layer to an already complex situation. The conflict in Mali isn't just a local issue, it's a global one, with numerous stakeholders involved. At the center, the Malian government struggles to assert control and provide security, particularly in rural areas. Armed groups, including Tuareg, Islamist, and self-defense militias, vie for power and influence, further complicating the landscape. France, despite withdrawing troops, remains a key player, supporting regional stability from the sidelines. Regional organizations like the Economic Community of West African States and the African Union are actively involved, deploying peacekeeping forces and urging dialogue to resolve the conflict. The international community, despite providing humanitarian aid and supporting peacebuilding efforts, grapples with coordination challenges and the sustainability of their impact. Mining companies operating in Mali's rich mineral landscape face their own trials, navigating security risks and complex regulatory environments while raising concerns about ethical resource extraction. Each stakeholder plays a significant role in the conflict, but their efforts are often hindered by the complexities and challenges of the situation. So, where does Mali go from here? A sustainable solution to the conflict in Mali requires a comprehensive approach that tackles the root causes. This includes addressing deep-seated poverty, promoting inclusive governance, and resolving ethnic and resource-based grievances. The nation's vast wealth in natural resources should be seen as an opportunity to drive development, rather than a cause for conflict. Responsible resource management, therefore, is key. This involves ensuring that the benefits of Mali's natural wealth are shared equitably among its people, and that resource extraction does not exacerbate environmental issues. Moreover, the role of the international community remains crucial. Continued support for peace-building efforts is needed to help re-establish security and stability. Humanitarian aid is essential to alleviate the suffering of those affected by the conflict, particularly displaced individuals and vulnerable communities. But this support must go beyond mere short-term fixes. It should aim to build resilience, empower local communities, and foster sustainable development. This can be done by investing in education, healthcare, and infrastructure, and by supporting initiatives that promote social cohesion and reconciliation. The road to peace in Mali is long and fraught with challenges, but with concerted efforts from all stakeholders, a peaceful future is possible.